There were 10 of us that traveled to Bolivia to visit the orphanage, Hogar de Andrea. And there were about 100 kids that went to the orphanage, divided into 4 houses. Each house had their own house parents, a married couple, some of whom had their own children, about 20 to 25 kids in each house. And the elementary students went to school at the orphanage. There was one classroom for each grade, and the middle school students and the high school students, they took a bus to go to public school. They played volleyball. That was a big sport for them. They were very musical, a lot of singers, guitar playing, and they had an amazing pianist, students, all of it memorized, but they loved to sing and clap while they sang and just loved it.
And we had just a phenomenal time at Andrea's House of Hope, and that is made up of a beautiful orphanage facility there in Bolivia, where 90 children are very well loved and cared for, and they are taught and discipled, and it's just a beautiful picture, really, of what God says in His Word in James 1:27, that we are to look after widows and orphans in their distress, and to keep ourselves from being defiled by the world. And so that the house parents and the staff and the Zimmermans are doing a beautiful job of caring for orphans there in Bolivia. And so Andrea's House of Hope, there was too many stories to tell in this short clip, but I think one of the things that was a beautiful picture was the laughter that we heard of the children, and how they they're full of life and have such joy. So we did meet several kids, as in every trip. There's always a child that maybe one or two that just kind of stand out more to individuals than others. And so for me, I think Samuel was one of those. Samuel was a 10-year-old young man who is very mature for his age and very smart, and loves God with all of his heart, mind, and soul, and has an ability to understand the gospel and to share the gospel and to be an evangelist right there in his own city. And so I know God has a huge plan for him, and He has His hand on Samuel.
Anyone can go on a mission trip. You don't have to have the Bible memorized. You just have to be willing to give of yourself. You will fall in love with the people there, and that's the most important part.